You know what time it is. What's up, Chain Gang? It's your man, Joe Blackburn. Tonight is Adam Barlam's AMA. We are here with ChainGames.io, folks. We got some updates. We got a heck of a show. Just wait. I know everybody's waiting on the man, but we're going to give it a second. Let people join. Let people see some of the show. Get it going a little bit. Go ahead and pour you a drink. Sit down for a minute, and we're going to get you up to date on everything going on with Chain Games, the good, the great, the whatever. We'll figure it out and we'll have that discussion. So tonight we're looking forward to this AMA. I know Adam's excited about doing it. I'm excited about hosting it for him. And, ultimately this is about the community and this is about the people who are supporting this project, who've been here from the beginning or who's been here since yesterday. We all are a team. We all have got things that we want to accomplish, but most importantly, we're following the man, Adam, and the dev team and everybody else associated with Chain Games. And I really look forward to being able to talk to Adam about all this stuff tonight. And I really think that by the end of this interview, I think that the community will feel really, really pretty much like coddled, like a little baby, like, oh, look, Papa's taking care of us, because this man's got a plan and that roadmap is fire. And don't you believe for 1 second that this thing ain't going through the roof, man. I'm telling you, it's going to be fun. So we'll give Adam a few more minutes or a few more seconds as we wait for people to hop on. But if you've got questions tonight, we're going to get to them. We're going to get to them at the very end of the show. And we'll put we'll kind of do a question and answer segment. So you can go ahead and ask your questions now or as we go. But if we don't answer them right away, just know we're going to get to them towards the end. So we're going to do about, 15, 20 minutes of actual of interview and updates, et cetera. And then the rest of it will be community oriented. So, all right, Adam, I see you in the lobby over there. He's like doing this, like, let me on. Golly, Joe, stop taking so much time. But all right, guys, here he comes. Leader of the Chain Gang. What's up, Mr. Adam Barlam?
What's going on, Joe? What's up, Chain Gang? How's it going? Happy Sunday to you all. Sunday fun day.
Absolutely. And for those who are watching and stayed up late in Europe, happy Monday, right? Because we want to support all our friends over there too.
Worldwide.
And that's a world. It is. Hey, esports and gaming is worldwide, right? Chaino is worldwide. And you're talking to the 2021 world champion, Chaino world champion right here. How did I not introduce myself as that?
Man, you need the Chaino world champ shirt.
I ordered this belt from Amazon, and it's like it said that it was going to be ready by between the 12th and the 16th of April. I'm like, oh yeah, perfect. And now it's like pushed back to like May 24th. I'm like, y'all aren't even close.
You're not going to have that in Miami? That was the goal to wear it in?
I've got two because I got one for MTC.
Okay.
It's
nice.
Team Chaino champion. Don't infringe, MTC. Anyways. All right, Adam, you know what today is. It's the AMA. You got a bunch of people here. You got a bunch of people supporting this project, and we appreciate everybody watching tonight. But let's start off. Adam, how are you doing, man? How's everything going?
I'm doing great, man. Just been head to the ground, working hard, trying to get everything going. We got a lot of updates in store for the Chain Gang and for the community, and we're just trying to get this thing, going as good as possible so that we can bring on the masses into crypto gaming and blockchain gaming.
Absolutely. And I know there's a lot of questions tonight, and we've had a lot of people who've inboxed us and wrote us emails asking certain questions. I mean, not just today, but like over the course of the last several weeks. And, there's one major question that keeps coming up, and it's about a specific, entity and who has to deal with a specific game. And, there's some stipulations where maybe we just don't need to be mentioning anything by name, but I'm sure people can probably figure out what we're talking about. But Adam, what the heck happened in that situation, bro?
We can just refer to them as the F word. The F word, which is the unspoken F word.
F word. Don't say the F word.
The F word. So we were contacted by the creators of the F word, and they kindly asked us to remove support for the game because they are currently involved in some additional legal battles right now with Apple and some other companies. And, they're just trying to shine a positive light on what they're doing. And a little bit prior, before we were launching, they went on kind of like a crusade against a number of professional streamers that were...
Number one, Clicks, who is probably the top 3 F-word streamer, literally said, you're going to get banned. So...
Yep. So they went on this little crusade basically, and warned and threatened these streamers and saying, if you continue with this, we're going to ban you. And then they came and they said to us, that they were like, you guys need to take this down for now. This is we're not trying to engage in this type of platform at this time period. They said that the average gamer on their platform is 15 and 16 years old, and they said that they're just at a time period right now where thought it would be at a disadvantage for the current battles that they're currently fighting to have something like this running. So unfortunately, we had to take it down. That's not to say that perhaps in the future, we were speaking with them. We said, would you guys like to work with us in the future? And they said, that's a possibility. But as of right now, you just need to take it down for the time being. So we complied with what they said. We didn't really want to, get into an argument or a fight with them.
Epic probably does. Oops. It was probably epically great conversation.
Yeah. So, we just decided to comply with what they said, and maybe in the future, we figured if we're the nice guys, and we agree with what they say, that gives us at least an opportunity potentially in the future to work with them.
Well, I'm kind of mad at you because I was literally going to be like, "Wait, we're the blockchain though. We don't have to worry about what nobody says." And then you went on and told this awesome part of the story about how who knows, maybe there's something in the future that there's potentially ways to collaborate in something,
sure,
right?
Sure. So, and let me just add to that. And the things with blockchain, yes, we're blockchain, yes, we're crypto based. But with most blockchain and crypto projects, they start out more centralized in the very beginning. All projects do. Bitcoin was very centralized when it first started out. It was Satoshi and a group of people who were working with him, and the initial people on the Bitcoin Talk forum. And then gradually over time, projects become more and more decentralized. But unfortunately, when you first start a project, you are very visible. We have a publicly facing team. Myself, I'm publicly facing, and as a result, that allows the F word company to address us directly. So until
Absolutely.
we become more of a decentralized entity, we're going to be publicly facing, and we're going to be somewhat centralized in the very beginning until we can fully.
It was the F word had reached testnet, not mainnet, literally testnet, right? And of course, I mean, it was really, unfortunately, around that time period where other things were happening within that umbrella. But nevertheless, that hasn't deterred anything from this project. And to watch some of the language and some of the things that people were assuming or thinking, I know that had to frustrate you. And I got to commend you, Adam, on the way that you not only handled it, but you grinded. And I won't forget the tweet that you made. And it was, one step backwards, two steps forwards. Let's go. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly your mentality. And I commend you for that, man. I truly know that this community appreciates it. The ones who are here for the right reasons, those people, I know, tremendously respect you. But more importantly, you respect this process and you understand that this is a long game. And whether or not something happens where there's some FUD or there's some I don't even know what you call this, negative news. It really wasn't, because it didn't change anything about the long-term vision here. And I'll just simply say, like, what the heck are people on the internet thinking? I mean, it continues to surprise me how crazy they embellish they like to make things, without even asking a single question. So as they accuse you or accuse the project, anyways, we don't have to get into all that, but I want to tell you good job, man. And I want to make sure that people who are watching tonight and the people who watch, maybe if it's not live, hey, look, Adam knows what he's doing, folks, and he's got a great team around him. He's got a great legal staff around him, and he's committed to making this great. But anything else you want to say on that before we head on to the next part?
Yeah. I mean, you hit the nail right on the head. I mean, that was one small component of what we're doing. We're going to be adding a whole library of games, and that's just one tiny game that's not going to be currently added to our list for the time being. But that was never, that Chain Games wasn't just revolving around that one title. The object of Chain Games is to revolutionize blockchain gaming and to have a plethora of different titles, from first-person shooters to sports games to even titles that we build ourselves, or other development studios that we're aligning with and getting licenses for content and co-creating and co-developing content with them. So really, we're here to build a mega gaming ecosystem that basically will be able to bridge modern gaming with the blockchain ecosystem, and really create that bridge or that segue to draw the masses and draw gamers into this community that currently is really very, very exclusive. We feel that what we have is a great project to really onboard the masses into crypto and into this system, and we're going to do that one way or another, and it's going to come one game at a time.
Absolutely. No, I completely agree. And, on that note, in fact, I think I have this pulled up right now. Let me share the screen. While we're talking about how awesome all that stuff is, why don't we go ahead and pull up the roadmap, right?
Sure.
So you may notice, folks, as you're looking at this, that this is quite extensive. There's a lot and a little bit of space, but it's big for a reason. And I may have to even scroll. Let me see if I can minimize here a little bit. Can you see all that, Adam? Let me pull it just a little bit back. Is that
I think that's good. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, yeah, I'll click back over. Okay, so why don't we just start from where we are right now, right? I think we're FIFA, absolutely monstrous worldwide following. Soccer's in European football or Brazilian football, whatever you guys call it that are not from America. I respect that. It's your sport. We just try to play it. But FIFA is a worldwide phenomenon because soccer is the most popular sport in the world, right? And, to me, that is as big of a deal as anything else. And is that testnet or mainnet, Adam?
FIFA's currently on testnet. We're scheduling on bringing it over to mainnet at the end of this week. So testnet testing has been going very well. It has a very similar function and setup to the way we have Madden set up. So we feel that we've knocked out a lot of the bugs, and we're going to be ready to bring it over very, very shortly.
Awesome. And then FIFA, Madden, NBA 2K, Apex Legends, Call of Duty obviously has been going on since how long? Like September, October-ish?
Call of Duty has been going on since end of November, beginning of December.
That's right.
So that's actually, aside from Super Crypto Kart, that is our longest running title. It was actually the first tier 1 title that we incorporated.
And it's growing in popularity. I know next month's a big month for Warzone. So, and folks, if you haven't checked this out, I'll pull up the platform here in a little bit. We can kind of show you how things are going. But just to kind of finish it off, CS:GO, one of the biggest pro sports gaming, entities in the entire world. Valorant, PUBG, obviously, Destiny 2, Battlefield, and Overwatch. And that's just the big names. And there's a bunch more. Adam, how many would you say let's just say by the end of the year? What is there a number, or what would you just guess would be on your plate? I mean, is it just what we see in front of us, or is there more?
No, absolutely not. Between the titles that we're coming out with and the existing first party titles, we anticipate we're going to have somewhere around 50 games on the platform total. That's our goal.
Absolutely. So, I mean, that's a big deal. What about League of Legends and some of these bigger, especially in Asia? League of Legends is huge, but it's not just Asia; it's really the entire world. Is that something that we would see that would potentially become part of this?
So we are looking to include any game where we can somehow pull stats from the game into our smart contract. So if it's doable and the stats are collected somewhere, that's definitely a feasible title that we can add to our list. Games that where stats aren't public, we still have a workaround for that, which is like what we're doing with Madden and FIFA, where it's kind of user generated input. But really, the titles that we really like the best are the games that are fully transparent with their stats and posting them online, so that it's a fully autonomous system to kind of pull that data in.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's actually talk real quick as we get into this as one of the next big updates, and something that has kind of been, people have been asking about marketing, Adam, and that's one of the things that you told me is that, you've been very patient on speaking about this for certain reasons. And it's a big deal. You understand how important marketing is. Everybody who ever does business understands marketing is essential. You know that better, if not tremendously better than everybody else in this room. That being said, a lot of people are like, "Hey, Adam, why haven't you marketed yet?" What would your answer to that specific question with that tone on Twitter? What would you say to that person now that you got me?
So the reason why we haven't started a full-fledged marketing campaign yet is that we want to ensure that we have the easiest onboarding and flow possible for when the masses start coming to this project. The worst thing that you can do from a marketing standpoint is bring a bunch of people into a project when it's too confusing for them to figure out. Right now, we are definitely more catered towards the crypto-centric and crypto-specific users in terms of setting up a wallet, connecting everything. Our fiat on-ramp hasn't been implemented yet. So for a user who's just like a gamer, or someone, say we're doing conventional marketing and targeting, just gamers on Twitter or Twitch, for them to come to our platform and to get signed up and go through the entire process is pretty complex for someone who's not familiar, with getting Ethereum and using Uniswap or using the exchange and converting it over to chain tokens. So until we have this, super easy to use onboard and a frictionless onboarding implementation put forth, we're holding off until we start doing that type of marketing. We have, though, we've already started to contact a number of streamers, mid and top tier streamers on Twitch who absolutely love the platform, and they're just pretty much waiting on standby until we finish up some of these remaining tasks that we have, which shouldn't actually be that long. So we're working on improving the dashboard. We are currently we have a new wallet that we've implemented called the Taurus Wallet, which is amazing. It allows you to set up a crypto wallet that's non-custodial via any social media platform. So Twitter and Facebook and even Twitch is supported. And basically, a user can just log in and authenticate with their existing social media account, and boom, they have a crypto wallet that's instantly created for them, and then they could start, transferring chain tokens to them. And then basically, this Taurus wallet, we're going to be integrating with our fiat on-ramp provider. And I think we're far enough actually in the process with the fiat on-ramp provider. All of our documents are signed that I can drop the name of who we're going to be working with. So this is actually pretty brand new.
We got an exclusive. We got an exclusive, everybody. Let's go.
So we are working with Transact. Transact is providing us not only fiat on-ramp support, but fiat off-ramp support.
Whoa!
So it's big. It's big. We've set them up already in our staging area, so they're running on our development systems.
Hold on. Before you go into all this dev stuff, what you're telling me is fiat in, fiat out on layer 2 on the actual website.
So it's going to be so there's one caveat for the time being. So it's layer 2 for everyone outside the United States. Inside the United States, they're still working on getting their MTL, or their money transmitter license, to allow for direct layer 2 to US customers. So if you're outside the US, or even just on an IP address that's outside the US and you're not connected into the US, so you could be playing from Europe, for instance, and still technically be like a US resident or a US citizen. But as long as you're physically located outside the US, you'll be able to get direct tokens to layer 2, which allows you to completely eliminate gas fees. It allows you to instantly transfer to the gaming wallet on layer 2 and be playing within a minute. So not only that, it also allows off ramp. They support IBAN, so you can do direct to credit card. Direct to your bank account, and they're also supporting direct to debit cards as well. And they've actually told us that very soon, in the near future, they're going to be supporting off ramp to Apple Pay and Google Play.
Wow.
Okay. So we're gonna support all those methods for off ramp that they support, and then for the on ramp in the very beginning, U.S. Customers are going to be able to still play and doing the fiat on ramp, but it's going to have to go to layer 1 initially for them until they get their layer 2 licenses implemented here. But they've told us that should be done in Q2.
Regardless, that is such an update. That's Adam. I'm glad you didn't tell me this beforehand, because I'm really fired up now. But that's news that would have been really cool to know prior to this. So
I like to come in with the surprises.
Huge.
I like to come with the surprises. So yeah, that's it's going to be big. It's we think having the fiat on ramp, and actually they've told us, Transact has told us that they expect our stuff will be on staging. It'll be ready for us to start testing, really heavily internally, either tomorrow or Tuesday. So I expect to have an update here by the end of the week with kind of how progress is going regarding the fiat on ramp. And I think if everything's going well, we should be able to put it in the next week or two, and have the fiat on ramp ready to go. Taurus Wallet is already running on testnet fine. We're actually ready to move it over to mainnet. We're kind of just waiting until Transact is ready to go, because we want to have that as a nice
Let's go over Taurus again real quick.
Sure.
Tell me about Taurus. So what is Taurus?
Taurus is a web-based wallet, crypto wallet, that allows you to create a crypto wallet from any social media account. You can use your Google account, you can use your Apple ID, you can use Facebook, you can use Twitter, you can use LinkedIn, Twitch, WeChat. So if the Asian community can get involved. Actually, if you want to pull it up on the screen, go to app.tor.us, TOR.
1 second.
And you can even sign up with your own your own email address if you don't want to authenticate with one of these social media providers. So you can see look on the left hand side. So it shows all the different
hold on, let me zoom in a little bit here too. So because I know a lot of people be watching on their phones.
And Joe, maybe you just want to show some people really quick how simple this is. I'm sure you have one of these accounts if you want to go through.
Yeah, actually I do, but hold on.
I can understand if you want to be privacy issues or concerns, but
so I just have the email addresses that would be in here would be ones that might be connected to other things. So
okay, no problem. We won't do that then. But basically, you can see if you click on one of these, it's very simple. It supports all these different social networks.
WeChat, that's huge, man, because that's the Asian Telegram. That's where Asia goes to communicate, right?
Oh, absolutely. Then they have a line.
LinkedIn, wow. Discord.
The bottom right.
Whoa, sorry, I'm getting excited.
I believe is the bottom right line the talk one.
Talk.
Kakao. Okay.
Kakao. Keiko.
Cacao?
Cacao? I gotta be careful how I say this word. GitHub. What? GitHub. Yes, sir.
So it's super simple. It's really easy. Actually,
Twitter. They have Twitter, dude.
You want to know what? I believe that I can probably share my screen and we could
Let's
do
do
it
it.
on through mine. Let me just make sure this is looking all right. 1 second.
So, folks, I just want to reiterate what Adam just said is that there are two major developments that are exclusive really to this. I mean, I guess you've mentioned Taurus before on Twitter and let them know, but this onboarding of social wallets is not just new, it's kind of new to crypto. I mean, like, I have not seen this implemented anywhere else. I'm in a lot of crypto sites, but this is the future of wallets. And I would have some security questions, as anybody would, but I'm sure you'll be able to either answer that, or maybe we can actually get them on an interview. What do you think about that, Adam?
Oh, we could totally get. I've been talking directly with Taurus. They really love us because I've been. They're not that big of an operation, and I've started to tag them in some of our tweets. And I think we've actually increased their Twitter follower size by about 40% since we started talking. So they basically love the Chain Gang. They love what we're doing.
That's what's up.
They're fully supporting us. They've actually already worked with us of adding our token directly to their system. So like with MetaMask, when you get a custom token, you got to add it, and then it's kind of like you have to be an advanced user, I guess, somewhat to know what to do there. So with Chain Games, when you're in the Taurus wallet, as soon as you get chain tokens, it's going to automatically pop up with the Chain Games logo and icon, and it'll instantly show up in your wallet. You don't have to custom add it as a token.
Excuse my language, but this is a big F word deal.
Not the F word they were talking about before, the different F word.
Well, I was playing a pun, but can I share your screen?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, here we go.
So so I'm just going to sign in with Facebook. You guys can see how super easy this is. Like, this is, if we want to bring the masses onto crypto, this is like what we need to have. We need to have, something that's not convoluted and complex, a super easy process. And you can see that it's just going to say, okay, continue with Facebook. No, I don't want to put my activity on.
Yep.
And you'll see it's going to take a second here, and it's going to load me into the wallet, and boom, there it is.
Holy cow.
This is a wallet that's directly connected to my Facebook account. You can see.
All right, so this is the future, folks. I've always said that people will be using blockchain when they don't realize they're using blockchain, and that's mass adoption. That right there, boom, well done. Hey, round of applause. If you're at your house, please clap for Adam right now. This is incredible news, and I think this goes really well into and kind of fits the piece. For all those people who might be doubters, maybe Adam knows what he's doing. Because hey, correct me if I'm wrong here, Adam, because I definitely want to represent you when I say these things, but I'm just assuming here. But if I'm the CEO of Chain Games and I know I have an incredible product and I know that I have a user base that is the target demographic that is probably not in crypto yet, I think I would also know that maybe I need to wait for a certain moment before I were to start pushing this product, because the use case of this is literally directed towards a user base who plays games, who may or may not be in crypto, and more than likely not, at least not to this extent, which would make it really easy to onboard them if the right part of this sign-on process and wallet process was simple. Well, lo and behold, I'm not Adam Barlam, anybody, but I can sure put those puzzle pieces together. That makes complete sense. Well done, Adam.
Thank you. I mean, absolutely. We want to. The worst thing that you could do is drive traffic and drive users who aren't familiar with crypto to the site and to our infrastructure and our platform, and then they're like, "How the hell do I use this thing?" And then you're basically lose that customer moving forward. They're not going to come back to you after they've saying, after they come on, they realize how that's a super complex setup and to get going. You need to ensure that you have the easiest process available and get them that first time when as soon as they sign up. So super easy. Put in your username, log in, and authenticate with Facebook or Twitch or Twitter, whatever your social media preferences, and then boom, you're just ready to start playing the games immediately.
And when it comes to marketing, folks, you got to remember that sometimes you only have one chance at this. And so and look, Adam, as we're talking, let's make sure that we understand that what this timeline means. We're not talking about next year, right? Not 2022.
Yeah, we're talking about literally. I mean, Taurus is on testnet right now. We're getting Transact is getting all set up in the staging area. Like, this should be ready to go in like a week and a half or 2 weeks. So we're going to have the easy onboard method from the social accounts, the fiat on ramp, which is literally right around the corner, and we're working on dashboard updates to kind of make everything all congruent and make Taurus the default wallet.
Sure. And Adam, I want to exonerate you from what I'm about to say, because I know this is irrelevant to where you sit right now. But, when I look at this, it makes it really almost immune to this, to a bear market, right? Because this user base is not based off of hype and potential. This is like, this is real. It's in front of me. And the chain token, which allows entry into these contests and these tournaments, has to be purchased to actually be played in these contests and tournaments. So therefore, if this is done the way that you've set this roadmap by the way, folks, if you don't remember what that roadmap looks like, it's absolutely incredible. And, there's a lot here. There's a lot in gaming, and you've got the right guy in charge. So because of that, you look at this right here, you look at this roadmap and you say, there is a lot to market, but there's also an onboarding process that is being fixed now. I wonder what the rest of this year looks like, because it's going to be great. This is awesome, man. Okay, so I think we all got an understanding. And folks, if you're just joining us, you missed a lot of really good information. I encourage you to go backwards after this is over and go back and look through. But Adam and his AMA, we've gone over some of the initial misunderstandings that the community may have had, but there was a reason, maybe even for the silence. And, out of advice, I don't even know if you went into this part, but I remember you mentioned something about just even legal advice about not saying anything, but you just kind of explained everything that was going on. And then now this whammy of an exclusive of onboarding, fiat in, fiat out, right now, only for potentially for the Europeans once we get set up, or excuse me, the world, and then the lonely United States of America, hopefully in quarter two. Quarter two.
So the U.S. is still going to be able to participate in this. They just have to start with layer one. So when we, as soon as we launch this, the entire world, excluding the U.S., can do layer one or layer two, on ramp and off ramp. The U.S. can only do layer one. And then in Q2, we've been told Transactions said that layer 2 should be available and US off-ramps should be available at that time as well. And they're just waiting on the necessary licenses that are required to operate as a money transmission service.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on. And folks, again, if you have any questions, we're going to get to them at the end of this. We have a couple more things we're going to hit. I gotta also mention that I'm the 2021 Chain World Champion. Come try me. I'll be in Miami. We're going to do a little fun there. I'm representing Chain Games and Chaino specifically. And if you didn't hear, my belt that I ordered that was supposed to be ready by between, March 12th, or excuse me, April 12th, 14th, or 14th through the 16th, or whatever, 12th through the 16th, is not going to be ready now until May 20th. But it doesn't matter. I'll still be the Chain World Champion. Then two, I'll just have to be talking about it rather than showing my belt. All right.
Let's hope that you can retain the title until then.
Hey, this is exhibition matches only. Exhibition matches only. All right. Okay. So, Adam, the next thing I want to talk about is there were some changes to Warzone.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also, actually, maybe we should back up. Do you want to talk about the UI UX update? I guess UX would just kind of went over.
Yeah. I mean, that definitely that goes along with what we're doing with Transact and the Taurus Wallet and the fiat on ramp and off ramp. But we do have an entirely new dashboard that is currently being developed. It's really going to match the color schematics and the flow of the Taurus Wallet, of that dark theme, as well as our staking dashboard. So if you've seen our updated staking dashboard, which we think is a much better UI UX flow than before, but that's also gonna match that flow. And basically, we want to make it so that when users sign up for the Battle dashboard, that it's super easy. That if you're not even into crypto, that you can you put in your username, you link one of these social accounts if you want to do that, or you just use an email address. A more advanced user, they'll have an advanced section if they want to just connect in like an existing MetaMask wallet or another type of wallet that they're using. And then from there, it's just going to be like a 3-step process. You're ready to go and you're ready to start gaming.
Absolutely. Exactly right. Okay. So, excuse me. All right. So of all these things, and I've got a couple notes here, so I'm going to just kind of read through them, but I want to ask you really just in general, like how is what you've taken on as the entire project, which is esports, competition, tournaments, crypto, fiat, all this stuff is really, really complicated stuff. And, some of it's easier than others. What has been like one of the biggest hurdles, or what do you think has been like the biggest or most challenging developmental aspect of this, Adam?
I think really, getting the masses into this ecosystem and ensuring that we have all the necessary components to make it a smooth transition process for like what we're talking about, for these gamers and for these casual users who have never used crypto before. We envision this platform as a platform that anyone can jump on and anyone can use. And once we have the fiat on ramp ready to go and the Taurus wallet fully integrated, we feel that we can target not just crypto users but non-crypto users as well. So we really want to ensure that we have as frictionless seamless of a process of onboarding as possible. And really, we've gone through a number of iterations. I've looked at countless wallets to see what supports, like this user base the best. And I think we really have, a solid process and a solid UI UX moving forward now that is really going to be a game changer for bringing people into this ecosystem.
And would you say that in this process, in overcoming these things, because I don't think there's been anything yet that hasn't been overcomable, even from what you just said. It kind of starts getting easier at this point, I would say. Wouldn't you, after the point of, hey, we've got the ability to onboard people now, fiat wise, we've got a complicated process whittled down to very simplistic and familiar to what other people might be used to, like a PayPal situation or logging with your Facebook or whatever it might be. It's a familiar experience. So moving forward, the challenges seem to actually get easier. No?
Yeah. I would agree with that. So, for the past, 8.5, 9 months, we've been really focused on building infrastructure, on building the groundwork and laying the framework to ensure that we can get to the point where we can start easily onboarding users and easily laying one game on top of another. And I think we've gotten to that point, at least now from a gaming standpoint, where you're going to start seeing games added a lot more quickly to the platform. And in addition, we're currently working on an SDK that we're going to release publicly to allow any game developer, an indie developer, a gaming studio, to connect into our systems, connect into our smart contracts, and change their games basically into a skill-based esports type of platform where they can start, where their users can start utilizing, the chain crypto token and playing in contests and competitions for essentially for crypto. So, we feel that once we can open up this, basically open up the floodgates to all these studios and to these indie devs, that we're going to see a massive amount of games come forth into the ecosystem and really grow that library to ensure that there's games for everyone, whether it's the tier 1 games, whether you're a fan of like the social casual games like the Match 3, Candy Crush types of games, or the bubble shooters or stuff like that. We're going to have games for everyone, and we're really trying to build a gaming ecosystem that is not just catered towards like the game maniacs that are only interested in Call of Duty or something like that. We want to also get like the girlfriends or the wives or the casual users that are just sitting on their couch playing on their phone.
Which, as I remember the statistics when we showed them or when we talked about them last, that is the mobile gamer is the number one spender in the entire world is on mobile games, correct?
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
It's not even close. And, although the sexy games are on console and PC, where the token actually may become its most used is literally from these competitions that might evolve from the mobile gaming world. In fact, because the concept of these contests literally is based off of, hey, casually game and have some fun. Maybe you win some, tokens, right? And now there's a fiat off-ramp worldwide, except US immediately, but eventually. That sounds like a hello, wake up. This is a big deal, folks. Okay. All right. One other thing that I missed, and I have it in my notes, Adam, and I'm sorry I didn't ask you, but let's talk about the Binance chain. I know there were some updates on that.
Yeah, so that was a huge request that we had moving forward, that users were super concerned with the gas fees involved with obviously using Uniswap and purchasing the chain token. We had a lot of requests to implement on the Binance Smart Chain. We're already on layer 2 Matic. That's actually what a lot of our gaming contracts run on. So we're on layer 2 Ethereum, which also reduces gas fees. But we had a lot of users saying, we're on Binance. We have BNB. We want to see you guys on PancakeSwap. So we actually had that scheduled, I believe, for Q3.
Q3.
No, actually, it was on Q4. So we actually moved it up from Q4. We took the community's advice and we kind of just went gung ho with it and launched on Binance Smart Chain. So we actually have a token that's pegged to the chain token. Wow. It's fully cross compatible with the ERC.
Ready right now.
It's ready right now. We're trading on PancakeSwap. We've been trading now for a little bit over a week, and you could easily use PancakeSwap. You can use your BNB and get chain immediately. And we're currently actually working on a PancakeSwap or a BSC to Matic bridge. So basically, we're working on the ability to completely avoid going onto layer 1 Ethereum.
Wow. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. Obviously, as high as gas fees. I think yesterday I did one swap on a token and it was $125. And that was actually cheaper than the most expensive ones I paid by almost double. So it's look, folks, if you don't recognize the amount of effort and time and communication that's actually going on right now with even not just communication with the team, communication with you, the community, like you're missing all the remedies and all the recipes and all the pieces that come together for one incredible moment in time for all of us, I believe, and that is some significant adoption at some point. And obviously, there's some speculation there. I think we can all be very, very proud of where we are at the moment, though. All right, so I think that we should get to some community questions. We've had a lot,
Sure.
Adam. Is there anything that you want to hit before we get on these community questions?
Yeah, just really quick, I want to touch upon, expanding on BSC. So we're really looking to be cross-blockchain compatible and interoperable between many different blockchains. We're also considering actively deploying our contracts on BSC to potentially make it where users don't even need to transfer their chain from BSC to Matic or to Ethereum on layer one. So our goal is basically to make this as easy to use of a project as possible with whatever chain or functionality that the chain gang asks for, what you guys request, and just go forth and implement that. We want to make this, as seamless to use as possible. We want to have it, with fiat on ramp and off ramp, and basically make this, no different than, your typical gaming experience that you'd see on iOS or Android or, even on console, where it's just like a no brainer. You don't even realize that that there's blockchain functionality or crypto functionality going on in the background.
Absolutely. I completely agree with that. Okay. So, there's some questions, and we have a great community. And I remember that you mentioned that, like Adam. And while I'm kind of picking these out, I asked you what the hardest part of all this has been. Like, what's been some of your favorite things going on with Chain Games? Like, what's been like the rewarding part?
I would say the community and just the community support. Like, it's been absolutely amazing. How much support we have from our community, how fast the community is growing. I think we're over like almost 23 or 24,000 Twitter followers now, which is literally up from I think 2,000 in January. So we've like just exploded with community support, and it's just really fulfilling and nice to see the community rallying behind you and really liking what you're putting forth from a blockchain perspective, from a crypto perspective, and coming out with a project that it's just something that everyone really wants to see. They want to see a project that has a legitimate use case. That's something that they can get their friends into that aren't currently into crypto. You say, hey, you're playing Call of Duty already. Why don't you play and try to earn some tokens doing it? Or you're playing Candy Crush. How about picking up the version that Chain Games developed and see if you can win some tokens doing that? And I really think just building that ecosystem and building that community has just been really, really fulfilling.
Absolutely. All right, so and by the way, I completely agree. And the Chain Gang is probably my favorite community in all of crypto, just because it's probably the most mature. I know that sounds ridiculous, especially for some of you regulars in there who do have to deal with like these, like every community has the crazies. Anyways, before I make a fool of myself and just start talking smack about people, But the Chain Gang itself, the actual entity of the Telegram chat, is really it's a very unique experience because the people there know what's going on. They're knowledgeable. They care about this project. And most importantly, they help new members. I can't tell you folks how many Telegram projects watch the same question roll in and of course this happens even in Chain Games, but at least this community does their best to help Adam and help the team actually answer these questions. So I got to give you all a big thumbs up. It's my number one favorite community in crypto. All right. So Adam, you've answered some of these questions already, but let's go ahead and just hit them again. What kind of fees are we going to see with Transact?
So layer one fees are unfortunately going to be a little more expensive, obviously, than layer two. Layer one, they're going to basically charge you what current gas rates are to send the tokens out as an ERC20. Now, that's going to be cheaper than what you'd see on Uniswap, and so you're not going to be paying $60 to $100 for a trade. But it's probably going to be somewhere between, depending on what gas is. Or for a swap. You're probably going to be looking at somewhere between $10 to $20 for a fee on Transact on layer one. On layer two, it's going to be less than $5.
Yeah, you can't beat that, folks. And that's also with the concept here. That's fiat. That's to fiat, right? As well.
So actually, to fiat is even cheaper. It's the main fee from going from layer 2 over to like your own wallet is that you're going to be paying the credit card fee, the merchant account fee. But actually, off ramp is going to be even cheaper. They've told me that off ramp is going to be depending upon if you're doing like an IBAN transfer, or they said they're going to support ACH in the US eventually, and that's going to be like 50 cents to like a couple of bucks. It's going to be very, very cheap to go off ramp.
Awesome. All right, next question. Can we send the chain from Meta to Taurus? They misspelled Taurus here. Obviously, you probably hadn't seen how we spell it. It's TOR.US, right?
It's TORUS is it, but the name of the wallet itself, to get to the wallet itself, it's app.tor.us.
Okay. So can we send the chain from Meta to Taurus and skip the ETH fees a stake eventually?
Okay. So
eventually is an important part. Well said, by the way, Janet.
Currently, okay, so Taurus operates on layer 1 and on layer 2. So you will be able to send your layer 2 chain from MetaMask to Taurus on layer 2 if you configure your MetaMask to support the Matic network. So you can add, just like how you add BSC to MetaMask, you can add a custom RPC network and add the Matic network as well. And then your layer 2 chain tokens will show up, and then you can easily transfer those all across layer 2 to your layer 2 Taurus wallet, which will be fractions of a penny to send. As far as staking is concerned, that's one of the things we have planned for Q2 is that we are going to be implementing Matic staking, so that you can do your full staking process all on layer 2. With the way layer 2 is going and how cheap layer 2 is right now, we really want to incorporate a lot of our current smart contracts on layer 2 so that you guys can take advantage of these cheap fees. So basically doing all the stuff for fractions of a penny.
Yeah, and I'm going to put this next comment up, Adam. I don't comment on this as the CEO. You have obviously some certain responsibilities, but I'd like to. I think this is worth saying. Joe says, "I've been doubting, to be honest, since I'm in law." And this was obviously, folks, remember that this was in the course of the context of the conversation. Since I'm in a loss from my investment in chain, but this interview helps explaining things. And obviously, Adam, we're not talking about money. We're not talking about investment. What we're talking about here is building a product that is going to not just be great, but it's going to last. And I understand what Joe says. She's not by herself in this. There's people like her across the cryptoverse in every project. And the one thing I know about you as somebody who's your friend as well, not just someone who's a supporter of chain or somebody who's doing your interview or your AMA tonight, which, by the way, I'm honored to be able to do this for you. I actually asked Adam to let me do the AMA, and he obliged, and I beat him in Chain-O for the 2021 World Championship, if everybody remembers correctly. But more importantly, I have a incredible respect for this man's character. You have one of the most impeccably strong characters in all of this space who drastically will go to almost any measure to protect his project and the people, the chain gang. Like, y'all matter more to him than he will ever say out loud, because he's got to be a responsible and strong CEO. And so, Adam, you can punch me later, but this dude gives a huge amount of cares for this, not just this community, but this project in general. And there are so many people who have no clue what this guy does all day. And he does. I mean, I call him, he's awake. I'm up late, he's awake. I'm up early, he's awake. Adam, by the way, have you slept in the last 6 months? Just wondering.
Not very often.
I can tell, because you're always awake when I call you. Usually you don't answer. Just text me back. Hey, look, I'm on a phone call. I'll call you back. 2 days later, Adam calls me back. Nevertheless, but to go back to what Joe's comment said, Joe, I think Adam understands that. It's one of the reasons why I think he wanted to do this AMA tonight. And you guys need to understand that there are purposes and reasons for things. And this close, I think, to some really great news. And number one, we got some great news tonight. This fiat stuff is probably the biggest news of the project, in my opinion, even though it may not be as sexy as some things that have come out. This is the most important, especially for the actual longevity of the concept of the project, is that onboarding process, which then allows us to be in a position to go forward, I think, on a public marketing campaign, as noted. And I'm saying that for people who may just be joining us and may have missed some of this. You need to go back and watch that. Adam went through an incredible sequence of events that are so important. But Adam, anything you want to add on to that, with being very careful, obviously, as your responsibilities go?
No, I definitely. First of all, thank you for the very kind words. I appreciate it.
It's the truth. It's not a compliment. It's just the truth.
So, and I can understand that some users may have some frustrations with what's been going on. But my goal here is to build as robust of an ecosystem as possible, and head to the ground, develop, and then when we get to the point where we're ready to release this to the masses, release it to the world, that's when we're going to make this crazy push to streamers, to mainstream, to retail, to other development studios, and really get them to hop on board and hop on this train.
Absolutely. And there's some other really good comments. I'm just going to skip over them, folks. They're not necessarily questions, but just know that we're reading them. And more importantly, Adam will read them too. And he appreciates all the feedback and whatnot. So, all right. Going forward, I feel like, Adam, we did a really good job being pretty thorough, because the next question is this. What about the logo update? We did have a contest. Is there an update? Are you ready to talk about that yet?
So we had a contest for the Twitter cover. We are going to have a
I think that's what this means.
Well, we actually specifically talked about having a logo contest update, and that's still in the works. We're going to have a logo contest update, and just follow our Twitter, and you'll be on the lookout for it.
Okay, so my belt has this logo as the center.
So yeah, so we may have to be doing an update to the belt, and we have Miami Crypto Conference coming out, and we have some gear to give out. We have shirts and hats and some other stuff. So there may be two logos floating around for a little bit.
Yeah, but I paid for this belt, Adam. I made this belt myself, and it was not cheap.
I'll reimburse you.
I'll just beat you in some more Chaino, and then I'll
just take it from me.
Let's go. Maybe we'll do that tonight. No, I'm just joking. not tonight, but another time. Okay. So I kind of asked this question. Just kind of reiterate: how many games is Chain Games going to implement this year? Is there a roundabout number, or would you rather be a little bit more generic? Adam is always going to underpromise and overdeliver, 100%.
I'll tell you, our goal is 50. That's going to be a combination of games that we're coming out with, in addition to tier 1 overlays that we're supporting.
All right. So there's only 4 games on the platform. Imagine when there's hundreds in tournaments, etc. Exactly right, Nathan. A great comment. And there's a lot that is very close to, I think, being on testnet, as Adam has alluded to. So y'all just be patient on that. I mean, it's. I'll just say this. Name more than 1 or 2 handful of projects. I mean, honestly, this is a top tier elite production of a development team. There's constantly updates coming out, and all you got to do is just go look at Twitter. So, I mean, Adam, you don't have to comment on that. They're talking about the roadmap here. So have the games on the right already been integrated? Some of them.
Some of them have. Yep. And we're working on more. We actually have some of our own proprietary games that are in the works right now. We're going to be releasing Solitaire actually on testnet here very shortly. It's a native iOS and a native Android app, and it actually supports web as well. So web users can play against mobile users and vice versa. And then it's called Solitaire Plus. And then this is actually going to be our first asynchronous game. All of our current games are synchronous, meaning you need to have real-time players on both ends. This is actually going to allow you to play a game of Solitaire. It's going to record your score, and then if there is an available player to play immediately, it will do a matchmaking and link both of you guys up. If there isn't a player available, it will just kind of save that score in the background, and the next person that joins the system, they will have to compete against that score. So, so that's coming out, and we actually have a modified version of Solitaire Plus coming out called Solitaire 21, and it's kind of like a mashup of Solitaire and Blackjack. It's actually very, very freaking cool. So that's coming out, and we're working on chess right now as well. We're gonna have a speed chess version where basically you're gonna have to play. You're gonna play chess, and you're only gonna have 5 seconds to make your turn.
Holy cow. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna skip that one. That is not my forte. I mean, I struggle with the amount of time that I have on Chaino to maintain my championship belt. All right, I wanted to address this. Popsicle Turds, great name, by the way. They said 53 people watching live right now. All the futters aren't watching clearly. Actually, we're on 3 different platforms, and so you're probably only seeing the YouTube ones. At one point, we were up to 282. So there was actually more people watching on the other platforms, Facebook and Twitch as well. So that was a combination, and it continues to fluctuate. At one point, I saw we were down to like 12, and then it went back up to 100. So anyways, we're about 140 right now. Anyways, I just wanted to let you know that, though, so you didn't think that only 50 people were watching this. We've had a tremendous amount, I think, of views so far. So let me find the next one going down. If you have any more, please leave them at the bottom. We will get to them. All right. Hey, start with you. Patrick Freeman asks, what are your favorite games of all times, excluding Chaino, of course? Why can't Why is Chano excluded? That's the one I am the world champion at.
Favorite games of all time.
Halo. Absolutely.
I mean, there's a couple of them. I mean, I would say that Mario Kart's on that list. I would say that Halo's on that list. And I would say that NBA 2K is on that list. I've been playing NBA 2K religiously and very competitively with friends since college, since it was on Dreamcast.
Who you been playing with?
The Suns. I'm in Arizona.
Dreamcast.
Yeah, on Dreamcast. That was the first NBA 2K was on Dreamcast.
I did not know that. Hey, I heard those Dreamcasts were actually like worth a lot of money these days.
I actually think I still have mine in the garage, but yeah, Dreamcast was an awesome system. We used to play. We had it in the dorms. We would play NBA 2K and we played Marvel vs. Capcom 2 like all the time. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy that I actually even went to class.
If I remember correctly, wasn't the Dreamcast the first system that actually integrated some sort of user connected competition?
They had an online mode, and it was they had a modem in the system.
Like back in 1996 or whenever this was.
Yeah. They were very early on. They had a modem in the system you can connect into your phone line.
I'm impressed, by the way. I did not know NBA 2K started on Dreamcast, which is it's been around a lot longer than I remember it. I remember it as it started in 2000.
It was, I used to play NBA Live for a number of years on Super Nintendo.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
And then 2K came out, and they just killed them with NBA 2K. And actually, NFL 2K was really good. I actually thought it was better than Madden. And then EA stole the NFL license, and they basically made it so that 2K Sports couldn't do NFL anymore.
Well, it was just a good business decision. I wouldn't say they stole it.
On EA's part, it was.
It did great. The Madden title, to me, it's just like synonymous with football, and especially when NCAA football went away due to the lawsuit they had, Madden was the only way to play football on the internet with friends, so to me, it's...
what game I really love, though, that whole NFL license screwed everything over was, I used to love Blitz by Midway.
Oh my gosh, yes, dude.
Blitz was like NBA Jam for football, and
absolutely.
They couldn't produce it anymore because they didn't have a license.
Dude, back in the day playing NBA Jam, he's on fire.
That was a great game. They need to come out with that again.
Man, anyways, all right, we're getting off topic here. This is your AMA. But that was a great question. I appreciate that. That's just a great question, Patrick. I appreciate that. And sometimes, I just saw Adam be a human and not a developer for a minute, because developers are robots, and we just got a glimpse of Adam as a child, as a kid, having fun, because I didn't know he got to do that anymore. But my actual answer, I only have one, and that would be Halo 3. And Jack also agrees. Oh, he said that's the XFL now, which is kind of funny.
That's Blitz.
Yep. I think they also had MMO, Phantasy Star Online. I'm not familiar with that.
I remember that on Dreamcast.
Kobe all day. That's what's up, Calvin. Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant, one of my favorite athletes of all time, for sure. Speedball. I never played Speedball.
I've never played Speedball. I played Virtua Tennis a lot on Dreamcast. That was an amazing game.
I didn't play tennis until Wii.
And then there was a Virtua Athlete was another great game. It was a track and field game on Dreamcast. That was awesome.
All right, we have a scammer in the comments pretending to be the Chain Games. I'm blocking this user, but I got to block this on Facebook real quick. I just want to get that. Adam, handle that while I block this guy, because I don't want anybody falling. Hopefully, nobody would fall for a stupid scam like that. But
yeah, that's one. We will never ask you guys for your private keys, for your seed words. We're never giving away free tokens on Facebook. That doesn't happen. So if you ever see a message that comes forth saying that you're getting free tokens, it's a scam. We're not doing that. Never go to a website that doesn't have chaingames.io in it. We've had people try to create websites that has like wallet -chain games, and it's a scam wallet. Be very careful wherever you connect your wallet up to, because you don't want to lose your crypto. Scammers are relentless, unfortunately.
Yes, they are. Okay, I think they're good, because Adam, you may have to check on the Facebook, but I think I can ban them from the actual StreamYard, and I think they are banned now at this point. So anyways, okay. All right, so we'll kind of round it out. I think there's a couple more things. Anti-cheat system, will there be? That's a good question. I don't know if that's something that you want to answer at this moment, Adam, but maybe just address it. Obviously, that's something that I think a lot of people in competition would be concerned about.
No, I'll definitely answer it. That's a question that definitely comes up a lot. So we have a twofold anti-cheat system. We rely first and foremost on the anti-cheat systems that are built into the existing games we support. So, for instance, if you're talking about like a tier one game, like Call of Duty, for instance, we rely on their anti-cheat system to begin with, and then after that, we start looking for anomalies that are occurring in the games. We listen to user feedback. We actually had reports recently, a couple of weeks ago, of a user that was supposedly cheating. And we looked into their stats, and we realized that most likely they probably were cheating due to their headshot percentages. And we banned them. We banned their wallet address. We banned their IP address. We banned their usernames. We do chain analysis on a lot of these guys. So we look for corresponding wallets, and we take cheating very seriously. It's a little bit easier for us to detect cheaters on our games that we're actually creating, since we can implement and change the code and modify the code. But for the tier ones that we're overlaying over, it's just a matter of relying on them first and foremost, and then if we start seeing anything funny going on, that we'll take it above and beyond and take it into our own hands.
And hopefully that answers your question, Mudu, which is an awesome name, by the way. I like it. I hope that's your real name, because I am jealous. All right, we got some really good questions up here, Adam. Let me get them. Okay, we'll start with this one. How will fantasy sports integration work?
So that's something that we're targeting for 2022. I can't give away all the juicy stuff, but what we envision an NFT-based fantasy sports system where the players will be NFTs and they will all be able to be buyable, sellable, tradable. And that's about as much as I'm willing to tell right now.
Ooh, that's interesting. Okay, I like it. Tell me more. All right, okay.
I'll tell you more offline.
I think we kind of covered this for a second, because I think that's something that you're overcoming now. But Adam, maybe there is something else? Tell me what your thoughts are on that.
I think we pretty much covered this. I'd say the biggest barrier for mass adoption is the ease of use to getting on board onto the platform, whether that's wallet creation or obtaining the chain tokens. That's definitely, for instance, right now, the 99.9% of our users are crypto-based users. And if they're not a crypto-based user, they have a friend who's a crypto user, and they showed them the ropes and got them all set up and set them, tokens maybe on layer 2 or something like that. I think once we have the ability to easily buy tokens with a credit card, debit card, on PayPal, whatever the fiat on-ramp capabilities are, where you just, you buy the tokens, they're instantly in your wallet, and you're playing right away, just like you're going to Chuck E. Cheese or Dave and Buster's. You purchase that little card, and you're swiping it in the arcade machine, and you're ready to go. We want our system to be as easy as the existing systems.
Absolutely. I don't know exactly if this is something that you've announced on Twitter or if this was an expected thing that you're going to do, but 1984 Summit says, sorry, I got in a bit late, but when will the new team members be announced? There was another question earlier about team members and marketing, et cetera. So I don't know if that's something that you're really ready to disclose or where you're at on that, Adam, but just you answer this, obviously.
So we've been quietly assembling quite an experienced team now since January. Actually, we've been really hitting that hard. We brought in about 8 different former video game executives and people that are heavily tied in the video game industry from a number of different well-known companies in the space. And we're going to start announcing them very, very soon here. I know we talked about it a little bit on Twitter, but there's a lot going on in the background. There's a lot of moving pieces, and we're really putting together a killer team that has a lot of experience in the video game industry.
Absolutely. And I'll actually be in, since Adam didn't want to just mention this, but I'll be in Miami representing some Chain Games as the Chain O World Champion. And I feel like the Chain O World Champion should automatically get a job, but I guess that requires more than just pretending to be the champion.
You get a shirt. I'm giving you a shirt and a hat.
Yep. And but also, so if you guys, help me look cool in front of Adam, y'all, and let him know I did a good job with this AMA. Maybe keep me around. We'll see. All right. Cam says, and this is a good question, and I appreciate this, Cam, and I think Adam will too. Could the same thing happen with FIFA in any EA game as what happened with the F game?
So realistically, yes. I'm not going to lie. It could happen. Do I think it's going to happen? I think there's less of a chance for it to happen with some of these other titles like EA, or for instance, Call of Duty has been running now for 4 months now without any issue. these games like the EA games and the Call of Duty, they target a more mature audience. That was one of the main concerns that that the F game publishers had with us. Is that the F word publishers had with us is that they were primarily young users, and they just thought it was a negative light and negative. It had a negative connotation for what the F game would stand for. There's a number of other platforms that already offer fiat-based games of skill that where they support EA, they support Madden, they support FIFA,
they support Epic.
They even support the F game as well.
Yep.
But unfortunately, we were kind of caught up in the crosshairs with what was going on with their current campaign. So I would say
and by the way, I made a tweet about this, and this is unofficial. I have nothing to do with the official word of Chain Games or anything, but I think it's kind of cool that they're. Obviously, there's something big enough here that is making waves.
And we caught their attention, I can tell you that. And you want to know what? They actually told us. They told us they found us from our Twitter feed because we had tweets that were getting 1,500 likes and 700 retweets. And that's actually how they found us. And there was a whole campaign that was going on, a trending hashtag for a while that was RIP F word. And I think it really just brought their attention to Twitter. And unfortunately, we just had some some crappy timing with when we launched and when they were very active on Twitter.
Yep.
But again, that this isn't the end of the world. This is one small piece, one small game of what's going to be a huge library of games of what we're going to be offering.
Absolutely, I completely agree. And honestly, actually, I'm not going to get into that. But games come and go. Games come and go. And although I'm personally a big fan of that game, that's the one I played the most for the longest time, and it's the one I'm the best at, honestly. I've just decided I'm never going to play again. And Warzone. It sucks to start playing Warzone because my guns are not upgraded. Fortunately, they had a double XP weekend not too long ago, so I just grinded it out. But I'm still so far behind all y'all. It's not even funny. It just sucks to suck. It sucks to suck. All right. Anyways. All right. There's another really great question here, and I like this from Soul. Says, will other traditional games like backgammon be playable on Chain Games?
Absolutely. Those are, we're targeting backgammon, we're targeting mahjong. We have like solitaire coming out. We have chess coming out. We think, traditional games like that are going to be huge. And there's a huge audience for people who like to play these types of casual games. The casual game business is massive.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's great information. Joshua says on the old staking dashboard, we used to have a rewards accumulated chain section. Will we see that on the new staking dashboard?
Yes, that is currently in the works, and our developer is aware of that. That's an add-on that we need to put in there.
Awesome. And the guest says licensing from third-party publishers, brands, and films. Can you talk about this? And that might not be something you're ready to go into yet, but if it is, obviously.
Sure, I can touch upon this. So we have actively been talking to a number of video game brands, of publishers, and even motion picture films, and working with them to procure licenses so that they can either produce games or we can co-develop and produce games with them and make them skill-based games that are on the Chain Games network.
That's that's actually a big deal, Adam.
And this is one of the reasons why we've been building an experienced video game executive team, because these are the types of people that have these connections from doing this for 30 years of their life and dealing with these third-party publishers and brands and films. So we're actively positioning ourselves to be able to procure these licenses that are necessary so that we can bring these licensed products onto our platform and have the full license to work with them and play with them.
Absolutely. Here's a cool question. Calvin asks, any Street Fighter games?
No comment.
Ooh, I like that. Okay. No comment because you're just like, probably not, or no comment because who knows?
I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I like it. Okay, cool. All right. I had skipped over a couple on that last one to get back towards the top. Okay. Will there be a system to help balance the competition? I can imagine pro players will win most games, which may cause casuals to stay away.
Absolutely. We're currently integrating and working on a matchmaking system, and that's going to be applicable to all the games on the platform. So if you're joining like a solitaire game and you're constantly winning a lot, you're going to be leveling up faster than someone who just started out on the game. The same thing goes for the tier 1 overlays that we're working on. That's it. Do you have anything else?
I actually just froze, so I missed all of that, but I'm going to assume that it was an awesome answer. So I apologize about that. Am I coming okay?
Let me see.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine.
Okay, cool. Yeah. No. I saw it. Like I literally froze on my own screen, so I know that. But I'm assuming the answer was great, so I'll move on. But I agree with what Goog says here. At the same time, pro players and big streamers running these tournaments only brings more promo. And I think we need to do another, because I know me and you have personally talked about this and what happens next with like these tournaments and stuff. And you've already been talking to a lot of people, and I've actually helped, with some of these communications. And Googs, I don't know if anybody knows, he's with Team Diverge, and it's really cool to see you on here. Thank you, Googs, for watching tonight, man. That's really awesome. Team Diverge is with Juju Smith-Schuster, the Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver. Googs is actually the content manager for that team. So Googs, way to pay. Hey, man, means a lot that you be out here. He's also a crypto holder, and he's been in Crypto Coin Trader, the group I started a while back. But by the way, Adam, today is CCT's birthday.
Hey, happy birthday, CCT.
Absolutely.
Listen, this is 4 years now, right?
4 years. Yep.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's a cool day overall. So, but he and Googs, you've said a couple cool things tonight, and one of the things was matchmaking feature. Geez. Would be super unique, and I think that's really cool too. And so Adam's a genius. If you guys didn't know this already, and he won't say it, but he is. So all right, and Gray, is this question? I see that may not get to all the questions. There are answering questions from 3 platforms. Yes, we are. So we're trying to. And I think we got to it. Did we miss one? If we missed one, feel free to add it, and we got about 5 minutes or so. So Adam now, that's you, Adam. Add them now. But it sounds like Adam anyways. All right. But nevertheless, I'm digressing here, folks. So if there's any other questions that you either asked or I have to go back from each platform to see each one of your questions. And I've been trying to do that. So if I've been out of order, it's not my fault only. But feel free to ask again. Here's one right here. Stefan from Facebook says, hey guys, will you guys have your own game or just support tournaments? Seems like it's a platform for just tournaments instead of more including having your own game. Aha. Adam, go ahead.
We actually do have our own game. We have we started out with Super Crypto Kart, which is a fork of an open source game. Chaino is our own game as well. Solitaire Plus, which is coming out as our own game. So we plan on having not only our own games, but additional games that we're integrating with and overlaying, like these tier ones, like your Call of Duty, like your Madden, like your FIFA. So that's going to be the plan moving forward, is that we're always going to have games that we're developing. We're going to have games that we're overlaying on top of, and then we're going to have other developers and publishers that we're working with that are utilizing our SDK or our APIs and directly connecting into our smart contracts and into our systems. And that's actually a good segue into the Open dApp Store, which we plan on coming out with in 2022, which is really going to open up this platform to basically anyone, and it's going to enable some governance features as well with the token. We're going to release the first SDK. The SDK that's coming out is for Unity, but we plan on having SDKs coming out for Unreal Engine. We're going to have an SDK coming out for React and Flutter, and basically it's going to enable anyone, regardless of the programming language or the platform that they're on, to start easily integrating our system into these games. So you're going to have developers that are already on the App Store, they're on iOS or the Google Play Store, and they want to create a version that's skill based or that includes crypto. So they can literally just implement our SDK, submit it to our Open dApp Store. Well, it'll be like a community type of voting system where the community gets to vote what gets in there and what doesn't, and then their games will just be able to be published, and they'll basically have another realized revenue source that they previously didn't have. So you have your current iOS and Google systems. You have your in-app purchases, for instance. But if you want to extend that and go onto like a crypto-based system or potentially get more of a revenue stream from doing competitive esports games, this is a huge opportunity for developers to start realizing additional revenue that they previously didn't have an opportunity to do. Not only that, you're going to have we envision there's going to be developers that have games that have just been shelved or not, haven't been doing well from a financial perspective because they haven't figured out how to monetize it yet. So this gives developers another way to monetize their games that they really didn't think of prior.
I just want to give a shout out to the greatest comment of the night, and it goes to Mr. Corey Davis. Will you make a Battle Royale game called, I think we should call it Hard Fork Night.
Hard Fork Night? We'll definitely see. We've actually been looking at a number of Battle Royale games to add to the platform. We actually have a custom FPS shooter that we're targeting that we want to start coming out with in 2022. But we want to have a plethora of games. We want to have all different types of genres, whether it's sports, whether it's first-person shooters, whether it's casual games. We want this to be, a blockchain gaming ecosystem for the masses to adopt, so that no matter what type of game we have, if you're into a racing game, we've got it. If you're into shooters, we have it for you. If you're into sports, we got that as well. So that, everyone who's into gaming can just come and join the platform. They can play for fun. They can play for crypto. They can have a fiat on-ramp and off-ramp capabilities, and basically, make this, one of the first platforms that really allows for mass adoption into blockchain and into crypto.
I just want to address this real quick. What the heck's wrong with Estonia, Colin? I mean, you don't like Estonians? Okay. I mean, have you seen the regulations in the United States in all capacities? If there's an easier way and a better way for the company, and this is not, I'm speaking for this, I'm just saying in general, like, why wouldn't you want to go somewhere that makes sense and that makes your company much more liberated to be able to work and to accomplish without so much red tape? That's just in general. That's not specific to anything. I have no idea what your purposes were, Adam, but I'm just like, why don't you like Estonia? Why is that even a question?
That's
God, people are idiots. I mean, no offense, Colin, you're not an idiot. I'm just saying, like, people can be.
So I mean, we chose Estonia specifically for the crypto laws and regulations that they have there. They're very crypto forward. Crypto friendly, crypto forward. We ran the ICO out of Estonia, and there's a few countries that are, they have their crypto regulatory framework really ironed out. It's black and white, and some of the crypto framework in the United States is very, very gray. So we wanted to operate from a country that we had the most freedom and liberty and ability to operate and execute as well as possible.
Hey, I just really want to make sure everybody knows how cool it is that we have Team Diverge in the house tonight. Like,
we need to get Team Diverge on some of these tournaments now.
Googs, can we get some of your people on and maybe even do like Googs will be streaming on his Twitch platform. I guess tomorrow, right? With doing some stuff. So, folks, lots of cool things coming up. But TD Googs, my man, glad to see you, bro. It means a lot that you come and hang out with us. Corey Davis, you're my friend. I like this guy. We have regular chess, not speed chess.
So
I agree. I could play some chess. Man, speed chess. 5 seconds, Adam. Come on, bro.
I can tell you the reason why we're not going to have regular chess. We're concerned about cheaters. We're still going to have tools that analyze chess moves, but the longer that you have to complete a move in chess, the easier it is to cheat, because they have chess analyzers and online chess boards where it'll pretty much tell you what the best move to make is. So by limiting the time frame involved for a move, we greatly reduce the likelihood that someone's going to be cheating.
Okay, Adam, are you able to see some of these comments? Because I know that some of them are just comments, but there's some good questions. So if you want to make sure I didn't miss anything, I do want to hit a couple of these specifically to crypto itself. Colin, yeah, and I felt bad. I was not actually directing that at you, just so you know. I've been inundated with a lot of crazy questions, but I'm glad that you're still watching and you were able to hear Adam answer that.
I've got a cool topic to also bring up that we haven't really touched upon, and that's something that I think is actually pretty groundbreaking, that we are literally the only blockchain project that's going to be doing this, or is currently doing this and working on this actively. And
is this another exclusive?
No, we've talked about this before, and that is in-game NFTs, and NFTs that actually affect gameplay. So I think NFTs are fantastic. There's a ton of use cases for NFTs. I think, unfortunately, some of the use cases that are currently going on with NFTs are not that creative. I mean, digital collectibles are cool, art is cool, audio or whatever else that that they're using NFTs for is a pretty unique function. But I think what is really gonna at least change it for the gaming industry are games that support NFTs and that actually change your gameplay based upon the NFTs that you have in your wallet. So for instance, say you join up a game of Super Crypto Kart, and just like you have your Xbox Live achievements that you get for completing a certain task, race, getting the fastest race or something like that, we're actually going to start issuing NFTs to your wallet, whatever whoever the user is that's playing with that wallet, and it's going to send you that NFT. And then when we start the game up in the future, we're going to scan your wallet for any NFTs that are available, and you may have like a special skin or a special cart that's enabled that only you have because you have the NFT that holds it. And we could see this being huge for all the games that we're developing, we're implementing, whether it's a first-person shooter, you get a special gun or a special skin for your gun, and then the ability basically to be able to buy, sell, and trade these on an open marketplace. we think is going to be massive. I mean, the ability to have, your gameplay actually affected with the NFTs that you're holding, like say you're in an RPG game, and you have an amulet or a necklace or a ring or something like that gives you superpowers or extra powers. Basically just pushing the envelope and pushing the barriers to things that people have never done with NFTs. I think is going to be huge. It almost reminds me of World of Warcraft, when people used to create these characters and they would have to sell their entire character, with all the items on, one of these third-party marketplaces. We're basically taking that a step further, where you're going to have, you still get to keep your wallet, you get to keep, your character in game, but you can sell accessories and different components of the game in an NFT format.
Absolutely. I wanted to bring this up too. Hold on, let me find it again. First off, I already put this up, but Chang Hezhang Lee, hopefully I said that decently. Ready Player One, it's for real. Like, Adam, you're the guy who's going to put the Easter egg in the game and leave all that chain token for someone like myself or Chang to find, right? Mm-hmm, I'll be dead by then. Okay, how about this question? I don't know where you're at as far as, but I know that this is part of the game plan, Adam, as me and you have spoken about. Will you get in touch with streamers to promote and use chain platform?
It is already in the works.
Already in the works, folks. Just be patient.
We're really waiting for, the final UI UX to be done with the fiat on-ramp. We want to ensure that once we have all these streamers promoting the platform, that, they're obviously going to be promoting this to users who aren't as familiar with crypto. So we need to ensure that our infrastructure and our onboarding flow is as easy to use as possible, as easy to use as just signing up for Facebook or, one of your existing social networks.
I think it's very important for folks to remember that Adam's a genius and he knows what he's doing. And it's only a matter of time. And I know there are some people who are newer over the last couple of weeks, and there's been some volatility in the market. And there's been some, and Adam, I don't mind I hope you don't mind me sharing this information. I'm just going to do it. You can punch me later. But I know this, Adam has not spent any significant money at all on marketing. And his exact words to me were, I'm going to market when we're ready to onboard people. And I know that doesn't always make the crypto enthusiast overly happy, but if you go look at this roadmap and you go look at what is coming, and in a not so long from now moment, when that UI UX is done, and I know, Adam, you were ambiguous about timing and whatnot, and I completely understand those things, but folks, listen to what he's saying. This is all, everything he said has come true. Every single thing has come to fruition to some regards, minus, some F words. And really, Adam was a good business person, complied, and understood that hopefully that there might be an opportunity to work together in the future. Maybe, who knows? And that's my words. That's not Adam's specifically. So, but I felt like that's what I was getting out of that conversation. You don't have to acknowledge or say anything about that, Adam. But folks, look at what's happening and go use. I want to know how many of you have actually used the platform. Like, have you played Chaino? Have you played Modern Warfare or Warzone? Right? Have you attempted to play one of these games? And give us your feedback. Does it work? Because it does. And I played all of them. Not only that, I'm the Chaino World Champion 2021. You can fight me in 2022 for the belt.
If that belt ever comes.
May. It's coming in. All right. So I think that about does it, folks. A lot of repetitive questions, but Adam, anything that we've missed? We're at hour and 15 minutes, so it's 15, 20 minutes longer than we thought we were going to go, but I think for good reasons.
Yeah, I'm just looking over anything else.
Right here. Nathan, you're my boy. Okay. I've been begging Adam. I want some badges. I won a Call of Duty Warzone tournament. I want some NFTs that come to me, Adam, because I won a tournament. And I won one against some pro gamers. And I don't have no recognition on my profile for that yet. Why not?
So we have all the stats internally right now. We are working on publicly facing stats. That's going to be part of the some of the updates that are coming in the new UI UX. We have started to add the ability to follow users, to show your followers, to show your previous game history. So all that stuff is coming. We want this to be almost like an Xbox Live platform where you can kind of see all your existing history. You can see your friends' history. Even click on them and challenge them directly through the dashboard. So yeah, we want this to be almost like a gaming social network. And we understand that, it's going to increase the competition, the competitive nature of everyone by showing all these stats.
Justin, exhibition match. Didn't count.
Challenge accepted, Justin.
He says he beat me in his first game ever.
He said he will beat you. I don't think he said he did beat you.
No, I think I beat you on my first game of channel ever.
I beat you.
Are you making that up? I mean, look, my record, my winnings, all
speak for themselves.
We're not going to go into stats. All right. Hold on. We have Kyle says the token is not on Pancake Swap.
It is on Pancake Swap. There's
Raju put him on point though.
Yep. You can type in exclamation point pancake in our Telegram channel. It'll actually give you a direct link to it. Or if you check our token on CoinGecko, you'll see the Pancake Swap pair in there.
Counted to me. Fair enough. Right, PUBG. Fair enough.
PUBG's coming, guys.
All right. Okay. Hey, look, Adam, AMA, I think this has been a great overview about where we are, as a whole, as the chain gang goes. You've been instrumental in ensuring, some communication with this incredible community. But more importantly, the community's behind you, Adam. I will speak for the community. I won't speak for you, but I'll speak for the community when I say, great job so far. Keep it up. I'm so excited about the future, man. Hey, make sure you give him some hearts and some likes and some loves. Tell Adam how much you appreciate him. Hey, this dude is not a robot, even though I make fun of him because I think he's a bot sometimes. This dude is a real live human being who used to play NBA 2K on Dreamcast. All right. So just make sure you let this team know, and specifically Adam, how good of a job he's been doing. I'm proud of you, Adam. I know that I do speak for this team or this chain gang team when I say that we appreciate you and how hard you're working. So thank you so much, folks. Hey, Adam, can we do this again? Maybe by the end of the month or early May. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we should have these pretty regularly. I love the feedback. I love the support of the community. Anything that we can do to give as much information as possible to the community moving forward, so they can understand exactly, the path that we're taking, and the timeframes involved. I think it's beneficial for all parties involved.
Absolutely. All right, folks. Chain Gang, great night. Appreciate everybody's questions, everybody's feedback, everybody who watched tonight. It's so awesome to see the community show up. And like I said, we had 3 different platforms running at once, multi-streaming, and we appreciate everybody's suggestions. I didn't get to every single platform because I got to go back and forth. It can get a little frustrating. So I apologize if you did not get your question answered. I promise you it's not because there's just so many coming in. So excuse me on that. But Adam, any final words for the community?
Follow us on Twitter. We're pretty regular about posting updates there for all the latest news and information coming forth. It's our handle there is Real Chain Games. Join us on Telegram. We're a very active Telegram community. We have about 7,500 users right now. It's t.me/chain games. And if you guys have any further questions, feel free to drop them in Telegram, drop them on our Twitter stream, and we'll be more than happy to answer as many as possible for you.
Absolutely. All right, folks. Until next time, Raju, appreciate all the emojis. That probably took a minute, actually. So I'm impressed, actually. So, but we'll see you soon, everybody. Thanks again, Adam. Appreciate your time. Thank you for your answers and for your commitment to this community. All right, folks.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a great night.